Just 24 hours ago, they went down to the Tuatara. Casey Frank, you're at that game courtside, and we can understand that they may be a little bit wary, but they'll be ruining a game that just, the scoreline didn't do them any justice whatsoever.
Absolutely. To go down by 14 is a bit of a surprise. They were only down a bucket with about 2.5 minutes left when all of a sudden the wheels came off. And that is exactly what Coach Natutu Tofale is trying to avoid tonight. He needs his team to finish better, make better decisions down the stretch. They're in games. Now they have to learn to take that last half and finish it.
Well, these two teams played 3 rounds ago. The Bulls won in Palmerston North 93-86. And this is how the round 9 has gone so far, with results starting on Friday night. The Wellington Saints got a big win over the Giants, who are struggling to get the wins together to get into that 6. The Saints, of course, just come off a win themselves against the Airs in Taranaki. The Rams took care of the Hawks, and that game last night. The Tuatara just running away with it in the end of the 4th quarter. And Saints confirming that big win. They are putting up points, stopping teams. It's been a little bit suspect of late. They've conceded some points, but they don't care. They're getting those 2 competition points. And we've got a game tomorrow. This is what King Charles wanted. He wanted the Nuggets and the Sharks at ILT Stadium. Well, not gonna lie, that's a big game for both those teams. Southland on the outside looking in, as you can see there in that 7th spot. And the Nuggets wanting to stay in touch with the Tuatara and the Rams, though. The Bulls want to get a win because the Saints have just leapfrogged them.
Yeah, absolutely. They have to keep track. It's important for this Bull squad, I think, to try and get that high seed, look at that lowest seed as that number 3 team. That's what they're trying to work up towards. But what they really need to do is defend their home court for consecutive games and continue to move towards a finals appearance as they blend in the new talent they brought in.
Well, here is the Jets 5. Javion Blake, Mustafa Heron in the backcourt, Liam Judd, Danny Pippen, Josh Ledger filling up the middle for the Manawatu Jets. Javion Blake is the leading scorer in the league, and he has an incredibly high usage rate.
His PER is 3rd in the competition at 35 per game, 35.6.1 actually, leading scorer in the competition. But he's got to find a good balance between setting the table for his teammates, letting everybody else eat. He pulls that big chicken wing off for Pete himself. Even as that leading scorer, if the big 3 in Heron and Pippen don't score with him, it's not going to be enough.
Well, they average almost 70 points between the 3 of them, 3 imports for the Jets. But last night, it didn't quite happen for them. They've got the ball to move around a lot. Javion Pippen might need to score a little bit more against this Bulls team. He caught up with Casey before we went to air.
Well, Javion, coming off a tough game last night, you guys are back at it against a team that dominated you on the glass last time out, had a big advantage there. What do you have to do to get them off the glass tonight and win that battle, hopefully win the game?
Coach has been harping on us about being more physical and being more aggressive on the defensive end. And it starts with, we play a good 24 seconds, but we give the rebounds in the shot clock like you said last game. Just be more physical, be more alert, and pay attention to the scouting report and get those early ones, eliminate them to 1 shot only.
As a squad, the Jets are best in the league in turnover percentage, turning over less than anyone else. Coming against the Bulls tonight, who are number 1 in steal percentage. What do you guys have to do to win that battle and win the possession game?
Just be smart, take care of the ball. We know they cause a lot of turnover, so just make sure our passes are precise and look to pass through and then catch the ball with 2 hands. And just take care of the ball in transition and in the half court against a good defensive team like them tonight.
Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
It is a physical, grinding, big, long team, this Franklin Bulls team, spearheaded by Ricky McGill, but Davidson Futu Brandley, all over 6'6". Dom Kalman Poto has been immense in the keyway for this Franklin Bulls team.
Dom Kalman Poto has been excellent down low since the injury to Tyrell Harrison, just doing just enough, and one of his first big games was 18-8. Of course, Ricky McGill is the head of the snake, leading the league in steals right now. Last time out against the Giants, 9 assists in 33 minutes, 5 steals was the impressive part, and really kickstarts this offense for the Bulls that tends to grind down in the half court. Those fast break opportunities so important.
Also leads the league in best profile pick for stats as well, Ricky McGill. And he caught up with Casey before the game as well.
Well, Ricky, last time out, you guys had a big win on the road against these guys, held them to just 8 offensive rebounds, one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the league. How do you guys do that again?
Our main focus is playing defense, getting stops, playing Franklin level basketball on defense. we just got to come out here and box out and win the defensive rebounds.
Speaking about getting stops, you guys are first in the competition in steal percentage, coming against a team that's first and not giving the ball over, the lowest turnover percentage in the league. How are you going to win that battle and force your will on them?
I mean, well, every day we tell each other, well, we always got to be in the right spot. We always got to help each other. When somebody gets beat, we got to have their back. So just be in the right spots, and hopefully we try and get the win and play some defense tonight.
Appreciate it, Tom. Good luck tonight.
And so here it is, the matchup between McGill and Blake.
Now, you see the assists, you see the minutes played, but it's all about the top scorer in the league, and Javion Blake against the top steals man in Ricky McGill. Can Ricky McGill take that pressure and bust the pipes of Javion Blake, or is that pressure going to be taken by Javion Blake and forming some diamonds? Only time will tell.
Ricky McGill loves to pick the game up by the scruff of the neck in the third and fourth quarter. Javion Blake and Mustafa Heron seem to trade halves. Blake likes to get off. Mustafa Heron can actually get the scoring done as well, but he's had some foul trouble. Like last night, he got into foul trouble, had to sit for a stretch. Here are your referees. Tim Brown is the chief, and we are ready to get this game underway.
And you mentioned that foul trouble last night for Heron. Foul trouble last time out against the Bulls, 2 fouls in the first half, didn't get to play a lot. The big three combined for 60 points against the Bulls the last time these two teams played. But the most important stat for me was that the Franklin Bulls held the Manawatu Jets to just 8 offensive rebounds. And this is a team that normally leads the league, or is second in the league in offensive rebound percentage at 30.3%. So if they're able to limit those second chance opportunities, the Bulls are going to get this win. If the Jets are able to impose their will on the glass, that's going to go a long way towards them sneaking one on the road.
Well, the Bulls are not a three-point shooting team. That is not part of their game. Their head coach, Daniel Sokolovsky, endorses. And the Jets are the best at guarding the three-point line, one of the best. They held the Tuatara to 27% last night, and conversely, they hit 13 threes themselves. They shared the ball around. They had 22 assists last night, did the Jets. Ngātu Taufale, a tough road trip, back-to-back games. Had some recovery, ice baths this morning, and he's desperate for a win. This is year 2 of a 5-year plan for this Jets coaching staff. Daniel Sokolovsky tied to the Breakers. He's got some Breakers players in there as well, and we're about to get this game underway with one of them, Dan Fotu, going up against Daniel Pippin II. And it will be Fotu who has the ball eventually. Ricky McGill up top, Blake on him. Here's Davidson. Giving it to Fotu. And over Ledger.
So important for the Bulls to score inside because of that lack of prowess from deep. That's the only area of the court they average more than 1 point per shot, so they got to get it to them now with efficiency.
Tough catch for Pippin. McGill and Fotu all over him. Heron corrals it. Fotu shows hard, calls the switch. Step back, Mustafa Heron. Oh, nothing but net. Mustafa Heron, he's loving that.
Off to a great start. Don't mind the switches. DKB runs the lane. Nice find by Ricky McGill. Both teams really coming out with some energy early.
That is Bulls basketball right there. Jamal Brantley just getting a hand in the passing lane. They are active on defense, full court, 94 feet. Again, Brantley picking it up.
And they've changed the way they played throughout the season. They're picking up the pace. They used to be really half-court oriented. Well, they're much more likely to push the pace and try and score in transition. And that three-point rate is coming out with all the shooters they brought in.
Rebound is Footers. Ricky McGill. This is a deep Bulls team. They go 8 deep at the moment. There's a Davidson, which is an absolute luxury in the Sal's NBL, and that is without. Brantley shoots the three, too long. Without Tyrell Harrison, gets his cast off in 2 weeks. And from there, you'll see what his basketball activity looks like. Tyrell Harrison, the big center. Fotu's fouled on the drive.
Trying to figure out who that foul was on. Didn't see the two hands. I can't tell if that was on Pippin or not. But we see the drive here. Not a lot of contact there. Might have been Heron reaching in. Either way, Dan Fotu off to the line, and the Bulls looking for opportunities in transition, pushing that pace, not letting a Manawatu Jets team that played just last night have any time to rest in transition. That is a great strategy coming out early, swinging hard, trying to punch them right in the mouth, see if they can't get a quick early lead.
Fotu at the line at the TAB, shooting the second, misses the second.
Well, got the violation.
Thank goodness. I mean, we have to stamp this out, and it needs to be done early on. There's a scourge on the game.
Looks like it was attacked vehemently there. Josh Ledger, apparently the transgressor. That will be on his permanent record.
Missed again to Fotu, but they get the offensive rebound through Davidson. Now he shoots the three.
Got let off the hook on that possession. Got it. Rebound off the free throw. Heron in transition. Looking quick.
That foul was on Danny Pippin the second. Picked his dribble up. Finds Ledger looking for a handoff. Heron, second three is short this time.
The first one was a thing of beauty. That one he shot just as confidently, could not find the range. Sometimes they open a door down on that end though. The breeze comes in. It's a little chilly.
It's chilly, yeah. It can get quite drafty. Fotu.
That's a great play.
This is that. Dan Fotu all over the start of this game. It's Blake looking for a trailer. It's Heron who puts the ball on the floor. Challenges Kalman Fotu. And the stuff of Heron right into the chest of the defender, making things happen early on.
Well, Mustafa Heron making up for lost time. Just 23 minutes last night with 3 shots already in this one. Attacks into DKP nicely. DKP jumps straight up and down there, but he's inside the no-charge circle. That's the same as standing in it. If the contact is illegal in there, it's still a foul. Sends Heron to the line.
Just want you guys to know, watching that, Casey and I do our research at the venue. I went and asked Tyrell about his broken wrist.
Nice.
Did you manage to get Dom?
No, I yelled at him a few times. I do want to know, is it a maze? Is it electricity?
I'd go electricity.
If it's a maze, I think it's amazing.
I'd love that. I absolutely love that.
I knew you would, Mos. I knew you would.
All tied up at 5. It's Kalman Poto. Left hand, Ledger with the defense.
Well, nice defense there. Ledger really took that one away after being displaced in the back post move.
Pippin pulls the trigger. Fotu with a rebound.
Yeah, letting him fly from deep early. Just 1 for 4 now on the Jets.
Third rebound for Dan Fotu. Dan Fotu fouled again. He is going to the hole no matter what you throw at him.
I'm loving the aggressiveness. He is getting the ball up high, and he is not hesitating. He's putting it on the floor, and he is attacking. You see, the foul wasn't up high. It was clean on the block. It was the body before that. Just enough contact down low before he takes off that earns Josh Ledger his first personal foul and sends Dan Fotu back to the line for free throw attempts from the TAB, number 3 and 4. Interested to see how Jamal Brantley goes in this one. That first game against the Jets was his breakout game of the season. 25 points, 8 rebounds, and he dominated the second half, enabling the Bulls to steal that win on the road in a game that they weren't really playing great. Has yet to get himself involved in this one, though.
Splits the pair, Dan Fotu at the TAB foul line. Here's Liam Judd. Pippin in the corner. Danny Pippin shooting the 3 nicely there. That's his first 3 in 2 games. The last time he hit a 3 was against his Bulls team.
Only a matter of time for this team. They are volume shooters. They're gonna get them up.
Davidson hit at the rim with good defense, but there it is, Dan Fotu again. He is 2 for 4 starting this game. He's got 6 points, 4 rebounds.
And that's just a nice job of hanging around, not taking off until the play settled. He could have shot off early. Liam Judd might have got that back. Instead, he sticks around, picks up an easy one, and ties the game once again. As this Jet squad needs to do a better job controlling that possession. So important for them not to lose possession as Jamal Brantley gets a cheap one in the full court. Matched up with Mustafa Heron, who got himself in a bit of foul trouble last night. He's trying to pass that on to Jamal Brantley today.
Now the Franklin Bulls and Manawatu Jets are teams 3 and 2 in rebounds on the offensive glass in the league this year, so these two teams very active on missed shots. Brantley with the rebound there, though. Here's 4-2. Half-court set for the Bulls. I don't think we've seen one just yet. McGill, long two. Good defense and good rebound from Danny Pippen.
Created that space. Nice shot, but a better job controlling the defensive glass. Key for the Jets this evening.
Coming up, 4 minutes gone. 8 apiece. Danny Pippen kicks it out. Blake, the league's leading scorer. This is the three legend. This timed his rebound attempt. Davidson looks up. There's Futu again. In transition. Futu with another bucket. He's got 8.
Most decisive I've seen him look this year as Jamal Brantley gets a steal off the Ricky McGill deflection.
Davidson kicks it out. Brantley looking for somebody. Finds McGill.
Well, I had the mismatch in the post, and the whistle was blown.
I believe it's a shot clock problem. Or no, Tim Brown, crew chief, having a bit of a chat to Dan Sokolovsky.
I think Dan Sokolovsky is just trying to explain, well, why are you stopping the play? We're working the mismatch in the post down there, had DKP, and now we are going to take a few seconds off the shot clock.
Yeah, I don't think it reset correctly. So they want 7 on the shot clock because it should have been 14 and it's down at 17, and that means that it's 7 seconds gone down, so they're going to wind it down to 7. My
mathematical abilities are wondrous. A thing to behold. Really? Subtracted 7 from 2 different numbers.
Unbelievable. So 6 to shoot now for Brantley. Use the shoulder to bump off Heron.
He doesn't want to wear that shoulder all day. He's bringing attention to the fact that that's coming through. Jamal Brantley, I don't think he should have gotten called for an offensive foul, but he does wedge his way in there with his physicality.
Judd for 3, high arcer, left it short. McGill pushing it. They're a sellout on this long weekend in the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Kalman Poto on the offensive glass.
DKP off to a hot start inside, getting that offensive rebound, coming off a big game against this team last time. 19 points and 8 rebounds, which was, at the time, his best game of the season.
Heron in traffic. He goes down. Fotu with McGill. It's just Javion Blake back. Oh, Ricky McGill with a tough finish.
And they are putting immense pressure on the Jets to get back in transition, really testing that fatigue from last night, and is off to an excellent start because of it.
16-8 now. Bulls in control. Ledger gives it back. Trapped on the side, and that's great defense. Using that sideline, showed hard, and it pays off. And it just gets even better for the Bulls because they've got Jared Wilson-Frame, the new import, and Matt Freeman, the Kiwi sharpshooter, who is a big frame himself.
They certainly have reloaded the weapon in the last weeks, as have a lot of teams in the Sal's NBL making last-minute moves before that deadline to get players eligible for the postseason.
It's 5 games. You have to play 5 to get into the playoff picture. As Foto on the glass, 10 now for him.
Going to work. Second offensive rebound of the ball game, and you're absolutely right. You have to play 5 games to be eligible, so teams definitely got to get in by that point.
Carter Cooper's in the game for the Jets. He drives on Jared Wilson-Frame, falls away. Tough shot.
And it's just the basket is getting shut down. The Jets just 2 for 11 from the field right now. Both 2 makes are 3s.
Brantley. Nice defense from Heron, but just tough offense from Jamal Brantley. And we got a timeout. Atu Taufale and the Jets in a hole early, down 12 to the Bulls.
Well, you love what you're seeing from the Bulls. They're being the aggressor. They know they're the more rested team, and you're just attacking the Jets one-on-one. When they have a chance from at the top of the key, if the defender's out of position, they are putting them in worse position by putting the pressure on.
There's plenty of time. JB, there's plenty of time, all right? We've got to stay with it. Hey, defensively, we're going to go to a little bit of wilt, just to get a bit of breather, right? Danny in the middle. You're on the wing, Sal. Marcel here. Tooks, you're on the wing. Tooks and back stuff. You're at the top, JB, all right? Remember, balls here. We're protecting the back short corner. Hands, hands, hands. Hey, Keep being aggressive, going to the basket. I like what I'm seeing. Nothing, but we just haven't got any calls, all right? Stay with it. We're in it. Stay with it, JB, okay? Let's run a bit of, with you in the post, Sal, all right? Sal in the post with DP. DP, same play. You cross, stuff, you come cross, free for Sal.
And you can get your free mozzarella sticks with any large pizza. The online code is CHARGE. You can pick up only with that. Valid until Wednesday.
I've already heard some complaints that somebody went in and tried to get some mozzarella sticks. But it says right there, pick up only with online code.
I'm going to use the online code right there.
You've got to use it the right way.
None of that has changed. Only the offer has changed.
There you go.
The details have not changed. And we're in round 9.
Tell you what, I like the looks of those mozzarella sticks, though.
And the state of your message requests. I mean, if that's what people are sliding to your DMs complain about, mozzarella sticks, you've got it pretty good.
Do I know? Do I know, Moles?
Actually, I don't know, man. That's a lot of supposition from me.
I'd really like to see a solid possession from the Jets this time, and that is not what they get.
That's ugly from the Jets, unfortunately for them. Good defense from the Bulls.
You see Mustafa Heron telling Tukaha Cooper, just dribble through. Don't give it up to Pippen that early. That's a bad position for your big man to catch it. Right next to half court, nowhere to go. Put the offense in a bad position, and the Bulls capitalized once again, forcing the third turnover of the game.
And that is an offensive foul on Matt Freeman. That has been a real point of emphasis through all 9 rounds of the Sal's NBL. Just setting screens and making sure you're in that cylinder as a player who sets on the offensive end.
Well, you just got to stay completely still. You can't get that lean, and you can't take off until that contact's been set correctly. Just have to be mindful of what you're doing out there in that space.
Jared Wilson frame all over Tukaha Cooper. Too much defense, though, as Cooper goes down. Jared Wilson frame doesn't really felt like he pushed him.
Oh, he's unlucky there. Tukaha Cooper was already going down, but you see this left hand, his right hand just gets in on the hip here. See, he's already tripped, but off that other side, it looks like a push. Unfortunate for him, didn't cause the foul, but was there when it happened.
Jackson Stent in the game for Danny Pippen the second. Marcel Jones, the vet, 37 years old, shoots the 3. Tukaha Cooper has the rebound. Nice look to Marcel Jones. Finds Jackson Stent, who's fouled. Nice ball movement from the bench unit. Jackson Stent, last night, dislocated his pinky finger in his shooting hand. Put it back in during the game.
Just rub some dirt on it. That's it. Raise him tough on the shore.
I would be straight to A&E. I would want a splint.
More importantly, I think, for the Jets in that possession was their first offensive rebound of the game. Getting out-rebounded right now on the offensive glass, 5-1 overall, 14-6. They are just going to be finding themselves in a big hole if they don't start finding some presence out there on the glass and controlling the tempo in that manner.
Jaden Bazan and Tatui Lewis check in the game as McGill and Brantley sit down.
Tatui Lewis, in that last game, a 93-86 Bulls win, plus 15 in 16 minutes.
Oh, I love what Tatui Lewis
together
brings off the bench for Dan Sokolovsky. Has no conscience when it comes to shooting it. Just plays with an energy and an effervescence that's just great to see from a young player. Here's Freeman. Spinning right hand is nice. Matt Freeman putting it on the floor and creating for himself.
He's got the shooting ability. You love the mobility as well off the bounce as we see another steal. This one by Jared Wilson. Frame with the hand in transition.
Tatui Lewis finds Freeman and gets free. 2 straight buckets for the Kiwi who's been playing in Germany recently.
Good recognition by Lewis. The hard show came up. He took that backwards dribble and found Freeman on the slide because of it.
Cooper, hesitation. Dan Footer on the challenge.
That should have been a goaltend. Smacked the glass off that shot.
Blake misses the 3.
Oh, that's almost a travel by Freeman. He was pretty fortunate not to have that be a turnover.
24-10.
They've really blown this one out in the last couple of minutes. putting together a great return to the quarter.
Wilson frame, back of the iron. Marcel Jones with the rebound. An offensive foul, Dan Futu. It has been his quarter.
He is putting it together. Playing very well offensively, 6 rebounds, 2 on the offensive end, and here forcing the turnover. Just takes that shoulder in the chest, gets that extended arm from Marcel Jones, who's trying to fight the call, but don't think it's one that you're going to be able to fight fairly. You're going to have to wear that one.
Set it up, set it up, set it up. Come on, come on, come on.
Davidson for 3. That's good. Davidson stroking the 3. That's their first free of the game.
They have such a rhythm offensively, really moving the ball well. Everybody looking confident in the shot.
They're 1 for 4. The Jets 2 for 10.
No way! That's terrible, Tim! That's terrible!
The Jets offense right now has become extremely one-on-one. There we see the kick back to the guard pulling out of the corner, and then Tui Lewis matched up. Let's see where the foul is. He dropped those hands just enough. Those hands weren't straight up and down. It wasn't with the body. It was with those arms up high. Got to be strictly vertical to get away with it. Davion Blake unable to capitalize at the TAB. And this has been a tough start for the Jets.
Be interesting to see what Matt Freeman can do for this Bulls team. See where he sits in the mix for the Tall Black selection as well. They're certainly in talk for conversation of a squad. As was passed to Wilson Frame on the baseline. Davidson misses that 3. He's got the size, he's got the defense, and he's also got the shooting ability. As the Jets turn the ball over again. That is turnover number 6 in the game.
And just mistimed that pass. He had to give it to Marcel Jones earlier on the bounce pass or a chest pass. He delayed. He wanted to hook his teammate up, but threw it up a little bit high. Not the space that Marcel Jones wants it at this point in his career. When you're in this past your 35, you want it nice and low, right in the breadbasket.
Scott in the game for the Jets. Had a couple of 3s last night. Multiple lead changes in that game against the Tuatara. It really was up and down, back and forth.
This is the true doubleheader for the Jets. They played just last night, and a bit of travel. It's about an hour's drive from where they were last night, so not exactly a day of rest trying to get prepared for it.
5 to shoot. Lewis pulls the trigger. Tui Lewis.
Playing with confidence out there, and his teammates are behind him from the bench. They're loving it. What an explosive first quarter for the Bulls. 30 points.
Shoots 39% from deep. There's Lewis. Now, time running down. Pate Momaser has no idea. And that is an ugly end to a disastrous quarter for the Manawatu Jets. Just 11 for Natu Taufale and his team on a back-to-back. 11 points. They're down 19 as the Franklin Bulls put 30 on them after 10 minutes. Welcome back, Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. The Bulls up 32-11. Natu Taufale, head coach of the Jets. You can't fix everything all at once, Natu. What do you do with that quarter-time break?
Rebounding. We gave up 5 or 6 offensive rebounds in that quarter. We're a little bit flat, and they've just put us under pressure. So we need to take care of the ball, lock down on the defensive rebound, and get into our stuff. So we can execute. We might get some parity in this quarter, get back in the game. So that's the idea for the next quarter.
Outside of execution, how do you slow down this Bulls team? You know, early in the year, they were a little bit slower in transition. They're really looking to push that pace on you. Outside of making shots, what can you do with the Jets team to slow down those opportunities?
Yeah, we've got to be a lot more confident with our pressure release systems. We've got it in place, but we're just not switched on mentally with it at the moment. So if we can get that right, we can, we can at least be competitive in that space. But as you see just then, we just allowed another drive to the basket. So, yep.
Natu, thank you for your time. Much appreciated.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
Christian Vano in the game now for Tatui Lewis. Christian Vano getting some action in the first half. Great to see. Development player. He is getting a little bit of action here from Dan Sokolowski, which is nice to see. Jared Wilson-Frame fouled on that drive. Christian Vano out of Rotorua Boys High School, a rookie.
Yeah, and nice to see his deeper bench get rewarded for this, but make no mistake, this is still a ball game. The Jets have the ability to fill buckets in quick, and Coach Daniel Sokolowski, he's got to have confidence in these guys as we see Jared Wilson-Frame knocking out of bounds. He's got to have confidence in these guys' ability to play and maintain, if not build this lead on their minutes out there on the court.
Heron checks in, so it's a little bit better, the ball handling stakes. I think that's probably about the 3rd or 4th deflection already in this game. They already have 6 turnovers, the Jets. The Bulls are all over them. Pippen in the key. Marcel Jones is fouled.
I love the grinding work, though. Your things aren't going your way. Let's get closer to the basket. Got a nice close shot by Pippen. And then Marcel Jones, look at him fighting underneath, really just carving out some space against Jaden Bazant. Uses that long frame and the size advantage he has there, takes advantage of it. Yes, we're down 21, but play by play, we can chip our way back into this ball game. As you mentioned, not going to happen all at once.
The Jets just 2 for 16 in this first half. That is 13%.
At quarter time, the Bulls had 13 made field goals, and the Jets had 14 shots total.
They are 0 for 5 inside the three-point line.
It's, look, when you rely on the three-point shot with this amount of variance, this is sometimes the way games, quarters are going to go, but you have to stick with the plan. You have to keep slinging it from deep, because the only way you're going to claw your way back in is to find that way and find those shooting numbers going back towards the mid.
Bazant, left-hand drive is good.
Love the hesitation, just froze. Faith Mawusia for a second there before he finished with a kiss off the glass with the left hand.
Heron knocks a 3 down. Mustafa Heron, 3rd 3 for the Jets.
Results better.
All their 3-pointers and all their field goals at the moment.
The result is better, but the process not great. You got to get some ball movement going. Make this Bulls team play some defense.
Vano with the left hand. Jones with a rebound. Released by the ears, picked up by the Jets. Adds a bit of experience. Well, not just a bit, a lot of experience. As Heron goes again. Nothing doing inside. Happy to settle for the 3. Bazant tries not to drag that pivot foot. Now Fotu going to work. Fotu gets it back. It looks like he got fouled. Just wondering where the call is. Goes to the Jets. Judd and Ledger in the game as Marcel Jones and Faith Mawusia sit down. Blake's in the game and Campbell Scott take a seat.
Sometimes when you're up 18 with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, those whistles get a little harder to find. You got to earn those fouls a little bit more. You're not going to get the touch foul anymore. And when he regained possession, probably need to reset, try and solidify things and try to force the action a little bit. And a couple of consecutive stops for the Jets. Can they keep making inroads?
So starting 5 out there for the Jets. Eddie Pippen looking for their first two-point field goal of the game. And a 3-second call. Turnover number 7 now for the Manawatu Jets. You can see there the Bulls on the floor. Everyone is a starter except Bazant. Brantley is sitting. Timeout, Dan Sokolovsky. And the Bulls up 18.
What's he got to talk about?
You got Jaden.
This could be an interesting one, but I love what the Bulls are doing right now. They're playing strong. They want to continue that. Let's hear what Coach Sokolovsky has to say.
This timeout is because I see us soft on the ball. Do not lose your edge. This was the question I posed to you. How do you do it over the season? Right now, how do you do it over 4 quarters? You do not lose your edge. That's what got us here. It's not magic. That the entries are difficult, that the post catches are difficult, that bodies are in and out. You need to be in position to disrupt post-ups with Ledger, but he can't pass it behind your head for a Ledger layup. He doesn't disappear. If it's zone, no, it hasn't been zone. I said after a timeout, they might come out zone. If it's zone, I want ear. If it's man, 5 side to Philly. 5 side to Philly. Ricky turn the corner. Let's go. Come on, execute. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Defense. Here we go, Bulls.
Dan Sokolovsky, just his pursuit of perfection in execution in basketball might be an endless journey, but it's one that he is more than happy to absolutely drive for.
Man, Coach, we're up 18 points. Come on, man.
He would not appreciate your veteran voice in a huddle.
We're up 18 points in the second quarter. They didn't even score. You call a timeout to yell at us?
He would look directly at you, Casey, and say,
shut up.
No, but you appreciate the journey and what he's asking for of his players. He realizes what they're capable of, and he wants more out of them.
Let's see if he's getting what he wants. You can tell by his reaction after this play is Kalman Poto.
Oh, my.
Kalman Poto.
What is that? The show to go. That's a magic trick. He disappeared. What a finish by DKP.
Liam Judd, Isaac Davidson all over the South NBL rookie. 2 to shoot. Blake, Danny Pippen checks his feet. Can't hit the 3. Brantley back in the game and pulls down the board. McGill up ahead to Kalman Poto. Look out.
I love the way DKP is running the floor as he grabs his leg a little gingerly, coming up a little the worse for wear off that effort. But he is pushing the pace. I mean, you know, we spoke at a couple of Bulls games this year that he didn't even come into the season expecting to play. He is working his way into shape, and it's effort plays like that, possession after possession, that will get this Bulls team to where they want to be this season.
Javion Blake. There it is. The first 2-point field goal in the game after over 13 minutes of basketball for the Jets. Oh, great look. McGill with a pass to Dom Kalman Poto. Up ahead to Heron, though. The other way, the reverse. Oh, it's raining 2s at the moment for the Jets.
Back and forth. Love Mickey McGill on one end and the Heron run on the other after the nice pass from Blake.
Brantley. Rebound is Heron's.
Well, the Jets, they continue to fight. I'm loving the work rate and the effort they're putting in on both ends.
Nice defense from Brantley. Got in the way of Heron, who settles for a 3.
Got to get that ball through more hands. You're doing good work. You're putting in the hard yards. Make the Bulls work defensively. Multiple hands have to go. Get the ball side to side.
Poto kicks it out. Brantley, long 3 on that one. Kalman Poto couldn't corral that rebound, and so it will go to the Jets.
DKP is about to get a blow. I'm still very curious as to what the style is. What is that hair? Is it a web? Is it a maze?
38 plays 20.
What's your best guess?
Well, I thought it might have been like it definitely looks like electricity.
Lightning bolts?
I did think maybe it was the web with Spider-Verse, Spidey-Man movie.
There.
Denial. Run some pinch post here. Back door. Get cross. Hand off. JB.
So Dom Kalman Portal
There's plenty of time in this game.
shooting 56% this season.
We've got a whole
He has
second
been
half.
really efficient in the key.
First half, we make a run in this
Just
second
under
half.
9 points,
All right, you got that?
the 6 rebounds a game on average. Just a really nice cog in this Bulls machine.
And that's kind of what this Bull squad is. A bunch of pieces that are working together and becoming more than the sum of their part. A lot of cogs in this machine, and enough cogs that if one isn't spinning to its full capacity, the others are able to make up for it. They don't rely on any one player too much in any aspect of the game. But when they are playing well and on the same page, they are able to lift each other as a group.
Well, they've used 10 players in this first half. Have the Franklin Bulls, good crowd in at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre, and the Jets push it. A little bit lackadaisical out of that timeout for the Bulls. Got caught napping. Ricky McGill isn't happy.
Remember when I said we're up 18, Coach? Well, that's the kind of stuff you can't do when you're up 10. You have to pay attention to detail.
That's why he called that timeout. Brantley. Goes back to the Jets.
Well, Jerome Brantley, he wants the foul. He's not going to get it. But they are going to continue to play physically, are the Jets, in reply to what the Bulls are giving them. Great hustle. Brantley down low.
Tough pass to Danny Pippen. Futu with it. Had 10 points in the first quarter. Another turnover. Jets hustling. Another turnover for the Jets. That's their 9th now.
Liam Judd just didn't commit quite enough to that. Danny Pippen threw that one a little bit high, but that is a catchable ball. You got to try and get your hands on it, despite the speed with which it's coming. Those kind of turnovers, those are going to keep you from making any inroads whatsoever.
Here's McGill on the drive. Good defense by Javion Blake, who gets it, sees a seam.
Oh, dropped it off. No free throws.
He's fouled, so it'll be Jets ball on the side, baseline.
Jets finding a little bit of success in transition here in this last 3 or 4 minutes. The Bulls have given up looks in those passing lanes up the sideline, a rarity for them when we're so opportunistic in the lanes.
Pippen on the face-up is empty-handed, but Javion Blake pulls the trigger on the 3 ball. That's their 4th 3 of the half.
And despite where everything has been, this Jet squad is just outside knocking on the door. Another timeout to the Bulls because of it. A 13-point lead. The Bulls have not looked smooth of late. Look at this. Nobody coming to the ball. Nobody chasing the ball down, leaving the league's leading scorer alone. We've got a stand-up timeout.
We have a stand-up timeout.
So, just for the viewers at home, a stand-up timeout means that we here at Sky Television are not allowed in the huddle. So normally, you're throwing a few barbs at your squad. You're letting them know what's happening right now is not successful, and we're not airing this on television.
No way that will read lips there for Dan Sokolovsky as well. Got Blitz the Bull on your screen. For Dan Sokolovsky laying down the law for that timeout. And if you want mild opinions and tepid takes, Hoop Heads is the show for you. From my version, Casey Frank, Justin Nelson, much better at it.
No. I saw you looking directly at me when you said that, Bulls. I take it, but it's good fun.
I was looking for affirmation.
Hitting all the topics, we get things going.
Certainly do.
There's a lot of basketball going on, right? Not just here in the NBL, but around the world. I don't know if you've heard of the NBA Finals. They're going on.
I heard that's on.
It's happening.
I heard that game 2 is tomorrow.
That is correct.
At midday on ESPN.
Quality time.
Game 2. Who you got? Denver Nuggets at home.
I got Denver. Denver for life. They can't stop Jokic.
Nikola Jokic is most likely going to average a triple-double in the NBA Finals, it feels like. Oh, Marcel goes down. Freeman is underneath with the reverse.
Unlucky there, looked like a couple of feet got tangled up. Isaac Davidson takes advantage. Freeman getting hooked up with some easy buckets today. No foul there, a lot of contact after the ball left his hand.
Oh, Dan Futu hit him with the Euro with the left hand is nice. Dan Futu now.
Slicing down that lane like a skier, going angle to angle, left to right, changing direction off 1 foot. What mobility he displayed.
Liam Judd couldn't handle the pass. Tough angles in this game for the Jets, just to get anything around midcourt above the three-point line.
And a nice response out of the timeout. A little run by the Jets, got him within 13. Well, the push back out by the Bulls, responding well, back to 17 points.
Bulls with another bucket. They got the bench up to that one.
It is happening fast. I turned away, didn't even see what happened.
Pippen underneath, finally gets a bucket to go.
Daniel Blake, nice job off the on ball, kicking that in. Pippen sealing well once again.
Davidson. Oh, the spin from Isaac Davidson. Whip smart.
He got quick with that one. Uses footwork brilliantly. And then we take a look at the Matt. That's the Matt Freeman shot we missed. It's a Matt Freeman dunk.
Matt Freeman dunk, no defense on him, and then just, it even looks fast in slow motion. Isaac Davidson, he's at the line now, at the TAB line to shoot two.
Well, Matt Freeman, he had a power outage a week ago on the fast break. Had it all by himself, looked like a dunk was gonna come, and Isaac Davidson, that shot doesn't count. There was a sub. Campbell Scott coming to check in. Liam Judd heads out, but because the sub was there before he got the ball, Isaac Davidson still gets 2 attempts from the TAB.
Davidson at the line. The Bulls now 5 of 7 from the TAB stripe. Jets 7 of 8. Davidson good on the second. Isaac Davidson, 5 points now for him. Lead is 19. Pippen on the face-up. Blake misses the three. Heron has it. Marcel Jones left it short.
Those threes, they keep going up, but not a lot going down. 22%, 4 for 18 now.
Tough catch for Futu from Freeman. Here's Blake. Heron. Little runner. Gets to go down. Gets the and one opportunity.
Well, since the Jets started attacking the interior of the defense, things have been going much better for them offensively. As he takes that hit from Matt Freeman, trying to deter the shot, takes the contact, makes the bucket, a chance to cut it back to 16. And the Jets doing everything they can to try and keep this Bulls squad from rampaging away on it.
Mustafa Heron. Misses that. He's got 12 points, 4 of 8. Freeman kicks it out. Finds Davidson, and Davidson challenges Marcel Jones. He can't quite believe it.
He's saying he's on the arm there. I thought he was pretty straight up and down in the key. Not a lot of contact on the arm there.
Matt might have just brought that left arm down, trying to stay vertical.
Better off when you're trying to challenge those shots. You want to take that contact, getting out of the key and trying to stay on your feet. Once you jump up in the air, a lot of different interpretations can come into play.
Davidson back at the line. Perfect for the TAB. Lead back to 19. Coming up 2 minutes to go in this first half. Heron strokes the three. Mustafa Heron now has 15.
3 for 6 from deep as well. And finding that rhythm coming off the screen. Only Jets player in double figures. Dan Fotu leading the way for the Bulls. Only Bull in doubles with 12.
Bazant can't get it to go down. It's Pippen with the rebound.
Strong rebound there, snatching that one out of the hands of Fotu.
Brantley all over. Mustafa Heron. Pippen for three. Knocks that down. Threes are falling in the second quarter for the Jets.
A completely different game plan when they drop. That's why you keep shooting them up. You know it's going to come around.
Nice look from Freeman to Davidson. Good defense from Scott.
Chance to get it to 10 on a triple.
It's Marcel Jones. And it's going to be a charge call on the vet. Matt Freeman got his feet set.
Second charge call on Marcel Jones today. This one a bit slower than the last. Freeman, he's just waiting on it. Not a ton of contact, but enough for Freeman to sell the offensive foul. Marcel Jones picks up his third. Just 7 fouls total on the Jets here in the first half.
Freeman looking to come set the pick for Bazant. Under a minute to go in the first half. Fotu. Danny Pippen just hammers him. Good position from Dan Fotu.
That Fotu. What Dan Fotu's been doing so well up to this point in the game is attacking quickly, not using the up fake, really springing up, and all those aggressive moves set up the up fake that time. Danny Pippen, the second, thought he was going straight up with it. Instead, uses the up fake, earns himself a trip to the TAB.
Makes the first 3 of 5 from the TAB line, 5 of 7 from the floor. And Fotu, 13 points, 7 rebounds as well. Playing that 4 spot in the small ball lineup with Freeman taking the big.
Oh yeah, just loving that efficiency. 5 for 7 from the field, so key. He hasn't been the most efficient shooting the ball this season, but this is a great step in, bolster to his confidence.
Here's Pippen, 5 to shoot. Freeman's all over him. 2 to shoot. Pippen almost banked it in. Fotu with his 8th rebound. Looking to push it.
Yeah, just about the last shot here. You'd think they'd slow it down, and Coach Lokolowski is yelling out for one.
Difference of around a second and a half between the game clock and the shot clock. It's down to 4 to shoot. Brantley stepping through, and he walked.
It's got a Sky City player timeout here to use to the Jets if they want to bring the ball up the court, and I believe they will be using it.
Stent's going to use it, and they will advance the ball to halfway.
He's actually got to catch the ball first. Tim Brown's got to give it to him. Got to have possession, but we'll let it go. He was going to call it immediately.
That happened last night as well.
Maybe something
Same situation.
Talk to Ken Colson.
No, you do that.
I will. You're in the lead. Buzz, he's the...
Ken, hit us up.
What's that? Hit us up right now, Ken.
Yeah.
Shoot us a text. Let us know. And if you don't shoot us a text, then I know that you're not watching. Well, 15 points of difference, 2.8 left. You know this is a 3. Who's going to get it to go up?
Blake. Freeman pulls it down, and then it's halftime. Bulls have led for most of the game, and they have a 15-point lead as we head to halftime here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Paced by Dan Fotu's 14 points, 5 of 7 shooting, 8 rebounds as well for the young man. And Jaden Bazant is with Casey Frank.
Well, Jaden, you guys got off to a great start in that first quarter. What was the key to you guys building up 30 points and holding them to 11?
Man, we had a whole week to prepare. We've been pushing each other in practice every day and just trying to grow each game and as we go, yeah.
Looking in that second quarter, they made a little bit of a comeback. You still have a 15-point lead. The coach Sokolowski calling a lot of timeouts. What's his messages when he's trying to keep them from coming back?
We just got a little bit complacent on defense, so we just need to stay at our level and keep playing hard.
Appreciate the time. Good luck.
Quick shout out. Happy birthday to my little sister, Shania. I love you.
Oh, well done. Well, that's why the answers are there. Here's you go, Mustafa Heron. You guys did a good job of getting back in the ball game in that second quarter. What was the key to making some inroads?
Defense, getting stops and being able to get out and run. So we're going to try to pick it up on the defensive end in the second half, and hopefully we get better results.
Bulls found a lot of success in transition. What can you guys do there to slow them down?
Get them to limit them to one shot. If we limit them to one shot, we can get out and run, and we look really good in transition.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second.
50-35. The Bulls in control all through that first half. What will the Jets have out of halftime? Welcome back, Franklin Pool in Leisure Centre, and it is a leisurely walk in the park for the Franklin Bulls by that scoreline. 50-35, Dan Sokolowski not happy with some parts of it, but they have a comfortable lead over the Manawatu Jets. What will they have in the second half though? Dan Fotu, the man, he had 10 points in the first quarter alone.
Well, he was aggressive from the first touch, catching the ball, going down the lane. His teammates looking for him off the pick and roll, finishing well around the rim. Great work on the glass, 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds, 2 of those offensive. Garbage man as well, picking up things, but this is what I like most. In transition, catching the ball, one dribble to the cup, on the glass. I'm gonna put that second effort. And then defensively doing the dirty work, taking the charges. A complete first half performance for Manawatu. Just 2 rebounds shy of a double-double in the first half. Mustafa Heron on the other side got off to an excellent start. First touch was a triple, but that was just about the only good thing for the Jets in that first quarter. Second quarter, though, he was able to find a little bit of form, running the break, finishing nicely in transition, catching from behind the arc, driving, putting it on the cup, forcing the fouls, getting the contact, getting to the line, and of course, the three-point ball, so important to the Jets' fortunes. Not enough of them fell, but enough fell that they're within touch distance before this second half starts. As we take a look at the stats presented by the TAB, the shooting from the Bulls fantastic, not so much from the Jets, Moles.
Certainly not. They took about 13.5 minutes just to get a 2-point field goal, the Manawatu Jets, relying on their 3-ball and shooting the foul line. And they are looking at a bit of a hole. Need to curb those turnovers in the second half. Will they be able to do it? They're down 15. They have managed to pull it back a little bit. They'll need to get more out of it in the second half. We'll take a break. 50-35, and we'll be back with the third quarter shortly.
Nine players scored for the Bulls, and maybe nobody's done it as prettily as Matt Freeman did. Look at the drives down the lane. Beautiful use of the spin move, showing his mobility, ability to put the ball on the floor. off the pick and roll. Nice roll. Isaac Davidson found him a few times. Good finishes around the rim. And then the highlight of the game, the catch, the rip through, straight down the line with the left.
I feel sorry for our Sal's NBL media, social media department, because you and I were both looking at stats and missed the Freeman dunk and didn't give them any commentary.
Sorry, Jake.
Sorry, Jake.
That's my bad, Jake.
He's head of the social media department.
Jake Fitzgibbon does a great job.
Apologise to Jake this round before as well.
He does it for the joy. And most of our calls are pretty stink anyway.
Yeah. What will the Jets have to do, Casey, to get themselves out of this hole?
Well, two things. They got to cut down on the turnovers, and they got to lift the offensive rebounding ability. I think the threes, they're just going to keep throwing them up. They've taken 3 times as many shots as the Bulls from deep. They've got 3 times as many makes. If they keep shooting them, eventually that's going to creep a little bit higher, maybe work their way in. But if they can win some extra possessions, that'll put them in great shape. And if you're going to win some extra possessions, get them at the final 6. Tickets on sale now, Moles.
If you buy it now with that QR code on your screen, you'll get a nice discount as well. Trusts Arena, July 20 to 23. Tickets on sale now. Tamaki Mikoto will host the final 6 again. 4 of those players will not feature, and it is a race for that top 6. There is separation now really between the top 2 or 3 teams and the chasing pack, looking on the outside towards that top 6. But these kind of games matter for the Manawatu Jets.
But if the Franklin Bulls win this game, they're right in there. They got their 7th win. Who knows what's going to happen with the Nuggets later on this weekend, meaning tomorrow. But they could be tied for that top 4 spot. And a top 4 spot, I think, is important for this Bulls squad. Solidify themselves up there and possibly get a better matchup in that crossover play in the initial night of the final 6.
Third quarter about to get underway. No changes in your starting 5s. Ricky McGill has the ball. Pretty quiet first half for old Ricky McGill. Isaac Davidson on the baseline. Jets get a stop. Ricky McGill just 1 for 5, 2 points, but as we've seen in Bulls games, second half is when he starts to do his work. Blake for 3. Javion Blake in double figures now with 11.
Just 3 for 9 at halftime. Comes out aggressively right off the bat. You're absolutely right about Ricky McGill. He's a 4th quarter killer.
Kalman Potter with a nice seal. And Javion Blake just gets tangled up with Kalman Potter.
Love the ball movement there. Hitting the high post to look for the high-low action. And here's Blake on the possession on the other side. Catch, shoot, not in the space. And there's that high-low. Duncan Maputo does a great job of sealing off, but takes the foul from Blake.
McGill into Brantley via Davidson. They collapse on him, and Jamal Brantley wanted a foul, but he was in amongst the Jets there.
Well, they're punishing the mismatch coming out of the halftime. If Javion Blake's going to be switching on to somebody, they are looking for that in the post immediately.
Heron.
No handsballs.
Left hand, it's my weak hand. I had to hold the mic. It's coming straight for us. I apologize.
A lot of excuses there. Next time, just catch it.
So the guy to my left got his hand up there as well, knocked it away as well as a hand foul.
Unforced error there by the Jets. Turnover number 12. Not what they need to get back into it.
McGill, long 2. That's good. Ricky McGill.
Just beats the shot clock. Excellent awareness of how much time he had. Uses his speed to find the space.
Ledger. Josh Ledger hits a 3.
Josh Ledger, I feel like he hasn't hit a lot of those this season. I don't have the full season stats in front of me, but I love to see the aggressiveness from the big fella outside. Still 13 points, still a ball game for the Jets.
Don Kalman Poto deep underneath. Good stop. Josh Ledger, that's his first 3 of the season. Heron kicks it out. Pippen looking to go one-on-one. Dropping it off for Judd on the baseline. Heron, he drives, kicks it out. Pippen, good look. Judd with an offensive rebound, and it's stripped away.
What a
Ricky
possession.
McGill.
What a possession by the Jets. They are just playing really unselfishly, forcing the Bulls defense to bend, but the Bulls defense, they refuse to break. Nice job, except for closing it off with a rebound.
Biggest lead was 21 for the Bulls. Jets ball down 13. Instant double on Pippen in the post for Judd. Oh! Standing dunk from Liam Judd.
And I think DKP's lucky to not get a foul there. Undercut Judd when he was on the rim. Nice finish, better find by Danny Pippen. DKP lucky not to get an illegal screen on that one.
Trevor Blake felt all of that screen trying to get over it. And he's going to be called for the travel. This is good from the Jets. Good defense. Ledger and Danny Pippen.
What a response by the Jets coming out of halftime. Really nice pass there by Danny Pippen. Better finish by Liam Judd. I think I said the opposite way on when it was live, but then on the other end, DKP loses the fitting as Ledger pulls off the chair.
And Ricky McGill with the reach in here on that baseline.
Need to keep forcing the action on the interior, do the Jets. They can't fall in love with the triple. They have to find other ways to get that scoreboard ticking over because of the variance in their makes from deep.
Not a foul, just a strip. Jets ball, 15 on the shot clock. Fortu picking up Pippen. Ledger to Judd. Oh, nice look. Good hands. Back to Judd. Judd fouled. Matt Freeman in the game. Just quickly. And it's going to be, I believe, Isaac Davidson.
Well, look at the passing. Ledger doesn't quite catch it clean, but he's aware enough, and Javion Blake sets it up for Judd, uses the up fake well to take that contact, get to the stripe, and for the first time in a long time, the Jets can cut it to single figures.
Liam Judd at the line tonight. 57% foul line shooter at the TAB line. Good on the first. Lead is now 10. Biggest lead of the game was 2. That was at the start of the game. Judd misses the second. McGill. Bulls have been empty last couple of possessions. Here's Fortu, quick move. Oh! Dan Fortu gets the roll and the and-one call.
Excellent patience from the Bulls that time. They had mismatches on the perimeter with Ricky McGill and Ledger. Instead, he licks it in, spins it in. A little bit of a hook there by Dan Fortu, but he does well to instantly attack. He doesn't go slow, he goes quick, finishes with the reverse, takes the contact, stretches it to 12, and a chance for the three-point play from the TAB.
16 points for Fortu, looking for 17 here. Back of the iron. 6 of 8 from the floor, 8 rebounds and an assist. Blake up to Danny Pippen. Freeman on him. Matt Freeman is called for the foul. That'll be number 3, and it's words with Danny Pippen as well.
There it is. That's what it's all about. Let's get agitated at one another. As Matt Freeman, out of position on that one, hacks the arm. Then a little back and forth. Lovely angle there on the baseline. Well captured. Danny Pippen's a competitor.
He is. He is a competitor on the floor and in Instagram comments.
He set some winners. And why not? Have some fun with it.
Love to see it.
Or be aggressively mad about it. Either way, it makes for great content.
Pippen's now in double figures, 10 for him. 4 rebounds as well.
Pace has slowed down here in the third quarter. Just 16 points total, 10-6 to the Manawatu Jets so far.
Fortu, back in the post, stepping through, good defense from Heron. Bulls back on defense. Danny Pippen likes this matchup on Matt Freeman. He gives him the flex as well at the end.
Where's the response from the Bulls? The Jets are coming at them physically, and they're talking about it at the same time. Who's going to step up?
McGill, he gets it to go down. Ricky McGill.
Second half master. When the Bulls need him most, he finds a way to imprint his will on the game. 2 points there, stretches it back to 10.
Jared Frame, Wilson Frame, in the game. Fires it up ahead. Foot with the catch. And Liam Judd got a piece of it as it went in.
Wow, what a fortuitous, great effort there by Jared Wilson Frame, and the heads-up play by Davidson to get it in the post.
Aaron back the other way, gets the 2.
And now the Jets finding some success in transition, that semi-transition as well. Still a lot of one-on-one basketball, but it's working much better in the second half.
Lead is 10. Matty Freeman tied up by Ledger. Here's Judd. Heron for 3. Bangs it down. Mustafa Heron cuts the lead to 7. He has 20 now.
It's forcing turnovers, forcing bad shots, and taking advantage. They're not giving the Bulls any time to get back in transition. This time Liam Judd creates the opportunity by picking the ball up, forcing it down, and Mustafa Heron takes advantage. His 20th point on 7 for 11 shooting, 4 for 7 from deep.
Great defense, gentlemen. Great work on the defensive end. Last thing on that defensive end, when they're posting on the switches, let's get our low man on the right angle so we can see that, all right? So that we can see this guy back here, all right? So open up a little to the ball. Here's the ball. Open this way so you can see him and him, all right? Offense, keep running your regular. Danny, you're in the odd ball here. You can dive, or if you pop, now that he's dived 3 times in a row, maybe a little bit of a pop, he can get his 3. We don't get that, get back to a handoff, all right?
Yeah, handoff, David, come down.
Let's go, yeah, let's go, come on now. Come on now.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
Bulls up 7. They watch their lead be whittled away here in the third quarter. Get your mozzarella sticks with any large pizza. Use that online code CHARGE. Pick up only. And Casey, they've slowed the turnovers down, have the Jets.
That's the key. Just 2 turnovers here in the quarter. Came into halftime with 11, sitting on 13 now, making better decisions, be more deliberate in the half court by moving that ball around. And we've seen the best possessions is when that ball goes side to side, forcing the Bulls to react, because they react to everything. Got to tire them out and fatigue them mentally and physically.
Wilson Frame. No, knocks that down. Jared Wilson Frame.
Just his second shot of the ball game and his first make from deep. Didn't get himself involved early, but he's going to get himself involved late. Flop warning there.
Marcel Jones can't control it. Marcel Jones does a great job. Almost saved it. Ricky McGill shielded from Liam Judd. Stays with the Bulls.
Gotta love that effort. Marcel Jones selling out. I think is he 36 years old, 38 years old?
I'm saying 37.
37. Oh, you always pick the middle. You're just a middleman.
It's because that's how old he is.
Okay. You sounded like you were just guessing. Like me.
Well, I said last night that he was 37, and I've got it in my notes that he's 37.
But love to dive on the floor, almost able to keep it now. Just 12 seconds on the shot clock for the Bulls. Ricky McGill is going to be going downhill and try and get to the rim here.
Here is McGill. They go underneath as well. What a fantastic shooter from downtown. Just 21% is Ricky McGill.
Bulls so impressive. Oh, there's the turnover. Picks the pocket.
Poked away. Here's Davidson. Jets are back. Brantley, left-hand drive. Kicks it out. Davidson contested 3. Pippen with a rebound.
Bulls so aggressive on the offensive glass in the first half, still sitting at just 5 rebounds on the glass offensive side. 6 for the Jets now. They've taken the lead in that department.
Really good defense on that shot. Davidson fires it away. Wilson Frame all alone. He's a sniper if you leave him alone like that. Knocks down his second three in the quarter.
Well fouled by Isaac Davidson, setting it up for that corner pass the whole time. Driving middle to force defenders to cover him. Wilson Frame wide open.
3 minutes to go in the third. Pippen, well defended by Fortu.
Oh, the mistake. They both go for the basketball and get in each other's way. Don't hold possession, give it straight back to the Jets after the Danny Pippen one-on-one step back. Love to see 3, 4, 5 passes from the Jets in these possessions. Make this Bulls team work. They're aggressive defensively. They will continue to chase that ball as you zing it around the perimeter.
Asante and Freeman in the game. Fortu and McGill take a seat. See if they do make the ball work. They want the mismatch. Blake for three. Why make the ball work? We can just shoot it and hit nothing but net like Javion Blake did.
He's the leading scorer in the league for a reason, taking his time, but he is back in the game. 14 points for him now.
Brantley misses that.
The Bulls continue to struggle from deep, just 4 for 12 as the Jets have crept up to 10 for 27.
Blake, 14, 10 below his average. In and out. Campbell Scott in the game for the Jets. Jared Wilson Frame. Is he going to go coast to coast?
Wow.
It certainly is. Danny Pippen can't believe he's called for the foul.
For a second, I thought that was going to be nothing. Either way, nice job by Jared Wilson Frame. He gets Scott on his hip, and then he knows he's just going to go, and he jumps into Danny Pippen, who jumps well forward. That is, I like the attempt. Oh, sorry, Javion Blake there. Not Danny Pippen. Javion Blake jumps well forward, trying to pretend he was contesting straight up and down, but that was not the case. How about this quarter by Jared Wilson Frame? I believe scoreless at halftime. 8 points here in the third.
Goes empty-handed. Good foul from Danny Pippen. Just his second. This lead is 10 again. Again they go to Pippen. Five to shoot. Liam Judd on the offensive glass. Pippen for three. There it is, Danny Pippen.
Bombs away.
If it's not working for them, they can grab an offensive rebound and hoist a three.
Just keep on trucking them up from deep. 11 for 30 now, 37%, creeping up towards respectability.
Now they need a stop. Davidson on Scott. There it is. Jets with the pressure.
Great help by Marcel Jones there.
Isaac Davidson. He wasn't called for a foul there. Carr Cooper about to come in the game.
Love the response from this Jet squad. Played last night, just lost it at the end of it after a tough fought game. Could have come in here with their head down, especially going down 22 at halftime. You're down to much of 22 in this game. They have come out of the sheds since halftime and have absolutely gone to work, really picking up the intensity, the level of execution, and gotten themselves right back in the ballgame.
Freeman's out, Fortu back. They could tip in the double. Javion Blake. Oh, there was one on the shot clock, and he drops a huge rainbow.
Wanted the contact as well. Great contest from Jaden Bazan, but it does not matter right now. The Jets are on fire.
Wilson Frame. Air ball.
4 points the difference.
Here come the Jets. Pippen into a three. Marcel Jones with the rebound. Bulls survive.
Need a great possession here. Run some offense, get a bucket to settle yourselves, because right now you are not settled. The Jets are under the skin and agitating you out of your execution.
6 to shoot, Wilson Frame. No, in an air ball seconds ago, cracks the net on another one. It's his third three. 2 seconds. Jones, Scott to wind it up for the third. And that is us, third quarter done and dusted. Manawatu Jets, 27 in the quarter. They hold the Bulls to 16. This game can be anyone's with 10 minutes to go at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Welcome back. Brantley and the Bulls. They led by as much as 21. They're now up 7. The fourth quarter about to get underway. And Daniel Sokolovsky taking as much time as he can to get his troops prepared for this. Jets had a great quarter, just being 27 in it. Better defensively, it's evened up nicely. Coach Sokolovsky joins us now. Coach, what didn't you like about that third quarter from your team?
Everything.
Everything?
It's not our standard of defense. We didn't respond well to adversity. We crumbled. We looked soft in many phases of the game. They made some contested threes. We allowed some baskets we don't want to allow.
Outside of the effort areas, is there anything you can do execution-wise to find better shots in the half court as the Jets were making that run?
That's a trouble. We have a very simple game plan. We are a ball screen offense team. We read covers on the ball screen. We go play. We're not executing at all.
Appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you very much. Ricky McGill with the ball, empty-handed where the Jets on their opening possession. And we've got a foul as Fotu again is active. 18 points for Dan Fotu, 7 of 9, 8 rebounds, assist and a steal.
But
no
tellingly, no rebounds in that third quarter. He had 8 rebounds at halftime, and the Jets right now winning the rebound battle. They were losing it at halftime. They're up 32-31 now, and have picked up on the offensive glass as well. He has to reassert himself in the interior.
Isaac Davidson, he's 1 for 8 from the floor, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for him.
We have not seen DKP since he asked out of the game, by the way. And that's when that game turned. When the Bulls lost his hustle and interior presence as Jones with a hook.
Absolute pancake of a beautiful rotating hook shot from Marcel Jones. Mustafa Heron about to check in the game. It's Jaden Bazant with the crossover. Scott sticks with him. Bazant with the and one. They want the hook to the Jets.
Well, he's not going to get it, despite the evidence of forethought. And here we see Jaden Bazant. Look at, there it is. He's got trying to get the grip. Oh, there it is. At the last second, that is completely created by Jaden Bazant, but the angle for the official that made the call, couldn't see any of that. That was all on the other side of the court for him. So to him, it looks like contact from Campbell Scott. And Jaden Bazant goes to the free throw line to try and complete the three-point play.
So Freeman in for Fotu, Brantley in for Davidson.
A lot of similarities to last night's game between the Jets and the Tuatara.
Just not the lead changes.
Not the lead changes, but the way that one team starts trying to claw things and get a little space and the other team keeps clawing its way back.
It was a game of mini runs last night. It feels like this is the game of runs as well. As we have Aaron with the ball, 5 to shoot. Ricky McGill chases it down.
Oh, that's fast.
That's really quick, Ricky McGill. Now to Tafali calls time. He's seen the lead go to 10 now. And he calls timeout. Make sure that the Bulls don't get away with it.
Well, the transition opportunities. When the Jets are making shots, there's no transition. But when they're missing those long rebounds, that's a chance for guys like Ricky McGill to get it without having to get them from a pass and go straight to work with it. He is so dangerous with the ball in his hand. Just 8 points off 9 shots tonight, but there when the Bulls need him most.
Marcel here because he's got a smaller guy on him now. Curl, cross screen, DP step out. They got to hug DP. If he passes it to you and you got to look, that's your shot. We crash the boards. If we don't, JB's going to come down, dance for you stuff. You're up here. JB, then get back out here. You cats. Danny, back to the on ball, right? You got that?
Wings, get open. They're going to switch that.
Plenty of time. Yeah. Switch that. You're open. Take my mouth. Yeah. If they switch that, go straight to the basket. All right? Because I'll have a smaller. You got that? Come on. But if Marcel's open when he comes across that screen, throw it to him and then relocate. All right?
The Jets need to get back on track out of that timeout. Couldn't have a field goal in the last 5 minutes of the game last night. Tuatara strangled the life out of them. Get your merch with the QR code on screen. 10 is the lead now. Jets looking for a bucket.
Can they find an answer in the half court? Danny Pippen, Marcel Jones in the post.
Marcel Jones, the fall away. Going into his bag is Marcel Jones.
Has the size advantage on Wilson Frame, knows that he can't contest his shot, so just gives a step back to create even more space.
Wilson Frame misses that. Is Judd.
Oh, Jones in the post again.
Ball movement. Heron, corner ball. It's good. Mustafa Heron for 3.
Beautiful basketball in the post, force the defense to adjust. Quick passes around the perimeter. And Heron on fire now. 23 points for the game.
Lead is just 5. 8 to shoot. Freeman for 3. Oh, nothing but there, Matt Freeman. Answers from deep.
11 points for him now, and what a response as the Jets were pressing and on the precipice.
Danny Pippen can't get the roll. Tough drive, he's fouled. We'll go to the TAB line to shoot 2.
Love the emotion he's showing, puts it on the floor. He is just physically imposing out there on the court, has such strength, the ability to put the ball on the floor, took the contact there, and pushes his way, forces his way to the TAB strike for a couple of opportunities. Bit of foul trouble for the Bulls. 3 on Jared Wilson Frame, 3 on Jamal Brantley, and 3 on Matt Freeman now as well. For the Jets, 3 on Marcel Jones and 3 on Javion Blake.
Fotu comes into the game for Jaden Bazant with Brantley, Freeman, McGill, Jared Wilson Frame. Jones here on Blake. Pippen is shooting. Liam Judd. Pippen quiets the crowd.
Then we take a look at DKP. We have not seen him since the Bull squad was up so high. And he had that run on the break, grabbed his calf, And since then, the Jets have made huge inroads on the glass and in transition, continue to do so, a 6-point ball game.
The Jets are enjoying a 2-point rebound advantage in this game. They were getting cleaned up on the glass in the first half.
And lost the battle by 13 in the first matchup.
Wilson Frame gives it back to McGill. Freeman with a tough catch. Fotu with a nice one. Can't get it to go down. He gets his own rebound. Defense from Marcel Jones, who gives it to Blake. Up ahead to Liam Judd with the reverse. Oh. Liam Judd cuts it to 4.
The concentration from Liam Judd, that's a tipped ball. He sticks with it, able to follow it in the air. Excellent effort from the Bulls on both ends, but it goes unrewarded once again.
What a story Liam Judd is. Pulled out of the under-23s by the Manawatu Jets. Answered the call, the rookie getting it done.
Oh, look at the Jets, wind behind their sails, pushing the pace.
Oh, Ricky McGill, you've got to seal him off. He is in your pocket all the time.
Just 1 steal today, just 5 steals for the Jets overall, or sorry, pardon, for the Bulls overall. Normally they'd be up a little bit better in that ball pressure position.
Blake, Pippen, 3 ball. Blake with a rebound. Too tough in there. Here comes McGill. Jets need to get back. Wilson Frame. Marcel Jones with the rebound.
Excellent hustle out of the cylinder to chase that one down and retain possession.
8 rebounds for Jones off the bench in this game, 6 points. Here's Mustafa Heron. Blake with 9. Goes down, lost the handle. Here comes Freeman. Brantley. Oh! Jamal Brantley, tough layout. He goes down hard.
No foul on the play, but looks like he hit a wet spot when he slipped down. Good finish as Javion Blake does the same on his end. He comes down, takes the contact, and then smashes down. Looks like, looking at the shoulder, grabbing the contact there. He's okay. Rub some dirt on it, you'll be fine. 6 points the lead again for the Bulls. Just keeping the Jets at arm's distance, not letting them get to that 1 possession mark. If the Jets hit a 3 here though, a 3 here I think could be really influential in the momentum game.
They've hit 13. Gives it to Jones. Runner. Rebound again, Isaac Davidson.
Did nicely, gang rebounds, everybody caught chipping in, gotta control it together.
Fotu looked at the seal from Brantley and then just put his head down and
Great
gets
decision.
the 2-point bucket.
Great decision, read the defense, took what was given to him. Danny Pippen just sagged a little bit too far, worried about the kick inside.
20 points for Dan Fotu, 8 for 12. Rebound for Mustafa Heron. Marcel Jones for 3. Pippen tips it.
Fotu, excellent box out there. There's Danny Pippen coming over the back, really physically trying to get inside, get some rebounds, but we've got a timeout by Coach Natu Tafale. As with 4:30 left and down 8, they have to figure out how to get back into this ball game and make these possessions count down the stretch.
They just can't seem to get past that 4-point buffer that the Bulls have kept them within arm's length.
You feel like you're getting beat on the drive. Go use the hip, make a play on the ball. We need to be, with how they've hit threes, 1 step closer, in and out of gaps. All they're doing is trying to drive because they see, oh, this team plays in gaps. So they're trying to get you on the stun and go kick it out. Everybody, 1/2 step closer, you're measuring your player. If you feel like you're getting beat, go use a foul. And the last man will always step up and have your back. When we see zone, we run ear. Ear. Matt, when you catch it as the 4 in the mid post, make sure you face up. That's what Dan is doing a good job of. On his flashes, he's facing up and ripping if they don't step up. If we see man, I want. Held down. L down. Make contact on those pin downs. When there's contact, slip. L down. We got it? Yeah. Let's go. Hey, 3 fouls to use. Finish. Finish. A lot of bad bounces.
81-73. 50 points in the paint for the Franklin Bulls. Of their 81, they've had 11 foul shots. So 50 of their 70 points have come from bully ball in the paint.
Well, this is what the Bulls do. They have to score on the interior. They're not going to do it from outside. They're not doing it from mid-range. They're grinding you down as much as they can to get to that cup. Just the second bucket of the game, now 2 for 9, but what a timely finish for the Bulls to grab a 10-point lead with 4 minutes to go. Every possession crucial for the Jets now.
Blake with a tough layup going across the key.
What a finish, Blake up to 19 now. Lead down to 8. Can the Jets string stops together? That's the only question.
Pippen and Marcel Jones got their hands full with Ricky McGill. Davidson taking over here down the stretch.
Back-to-back finishes. 2 in a row after going 1 for his first 8. Great mindset.
Javion Blake wants the call. He's just not getting it tonight. 21 for him now.
Love the pressure on the rim. Continue to attack. You don't have to settle for threes just yet, but you gotta find ways to keep the ball out of the bucket down here.
And it's Isaac Davidson again. That's 6 straight points.
4th foul, Javion Blake as well. The response from Isaac Davidson. He's had a solid game outside of scoring up until the 4th quarter. Look at, gets by, could have gone the reverse instead. Freezes, baits him into the foul, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Just the 0 turnovers as well, 1 steal to go with it. That is a great stat line. Shooting not going the way he wants it. 4 for 11 from the field, but he stayed with it. Mindset great. And now an 11-point lead for the Bulls with 3 minutes to go.
He's just taken over. Pippen likes the matchup on Freeman.
Oh, needed
go
that
to the
one.
TAB to shoot 2.
Looked like it was going to drop. Had the range, 1 on the interior. Danny Pippen the second. 17 points now, 7 rebounds. We've got another timeout by Coach Manawatu.
3:05 to go in this game, 88-77.
And Coach Dan Safkowski, he wants to chat with Coach Tim Brown about why the foul's happening. And they've come to an agreement.
14 fouls apiece. 39 rebounds for the Jets, 36 for the Bulls. And it's just been Isaac Davidson out of that timeout. Just been able to take control. 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 14 for him.
4 double figure scores for the Bulls. 11 for Wilson Frame and Matt Freeman. 14 for Davidson. Dan Fotu with 20. Just 1 rebound off a double-double. And an unsurprising 3 for the Jets. 17 for Pippen, 23 for Heron, 21 for Blake, but it's all Isaac Davidson down the stretch. As mentioned, 3 straight buckets. Putting it on the deck, not settling for the jump shot. Look at this rip through here. Baiting him into the foul as well, the end one. You see the frustration on Blake's face as the Bulls are trying to write a sequel to last night's game where the Jets were so close for so long, but down the stretch they faltered and couldn't keep it close.
Danny Pippen ready to shoot his foul shots.
It's been a 9-2 run since the Jets cut it to 4 points. The response you want if you're Coach Dan Safkowski, you know, he talked about the mental toughness, about how things were going wrong in that 3rd quarter. But still time left for the Jets to make one last push at it.
Pippen perfect at the line tonight, 5 for 5. misses the second.
Should be the double-double for Dan Fotu. 20 points, 10 rebounds now.
Pippen called for the foul, just a little bit too aggressive on that defense.
And I think if he hadn't got his hand caught up with Dan Fotu's hand there and forced the ball to get bobbled, might not have gotten it, but instead gets whistled for it. And that is foul number 3 on Danny Pippen II. Got to get it in quick, almost a 5 there.
Wilson Frame follows up his own rebound. Oh my goodness. If Dan Fotu wasn't there, that might have been Wembanyama kind of stuff. Ricky McGill knocks down a 3.
What a finish. That was really phenomenally athletic in the air by Wilson Frame, but oh, there's a foul. Oh, no foul called. Oh my.
Wilson Frame gets the layup at the other end.
Just like that, out to 15. As Javion Blake takes it down the cup for 2.
23 for him.
Well, it's for the Bulls. They want to stretch out the shot clock now. Well, maybe not. Ricky McGill chasing down the lane. Isaac Davidson looking for him, but a 13-point lead with 2 minutes to go. You got maybe 6 possessions left in this one. Make every second count. Take care of that basketball.
Nice look to Fotu. 22 for him now. Ian Davidson operating on that possession. Pippen for 3. Ricky McGill with the rebound.
See them running the offense much more slowly this time around. Lob play, though.
24 now for Fotu.
And pouring it on late. Just equals the season high.
That is a nice night for Dan Fotu. 10 of 14 as well.
Love the efficiency, because there was games earlier in the season where Dan Fotu was getting a lot of looks, but wasn't getting the finishes. Beautiful pass by McGill. Excellent execution, exactly what they were trying to get done. And that play's not exactly open. It's not wide open where you just look at it and think it's going to go. That has to be a perfectly delivered pass to drop it in there. And Ricky McGill does so. Dan Fotu says, thanks very much, I'll take that.
Tui Lewis in the game. This lead is blown out to 17. Scott for 3. Jared Wilson Frame pulls that down. And again, Manawatu Jets probably just too slow out of the gates. Had a 30-point quarter to the Bulls in the first one, and the Jets have been chasing the game since. Tui Lewis tried to put a move on Campbell Scott, but he got him with the push.
Just 11 points in that first quarter for the Manawatu Jets, and that is absolutely the difference. 17 points as the bench is getting cleared for the Bulls. But they're down 17 now. They were down 19 in the first. And it was that lead that just became a bit insurmountable. There we see DKP checking back in the ballgame. So no injury there.
Dan Sokolowski, what he did against the Giants, getting the young bloods on for a bit of a run here. Hughes is on. Also got McKenzie, Tui Lewis.
Mustafa Heron gets off just in time.
Don Kamatoto's back on. Scott with a nice turnaround. Jets have the Nuggets Thursday night. Tui Lewis misses that, and a doubleheader for the Bulls. They're away to the Hawke's Bay Hawks, and then they have a big matchup Crosstown rival, battle for the 09. Battle for BP Drury with the Tuatara. It's McKenzie, the lefty. Kamapoto with an offensive rebound. And we got a foul with 8.9 to go in this game. It's just ratcheted up with a little bit of youthful energy off the bench for both teams.
Just trying to get some stats, baby.
I mean, I feel for Marcel Jones. There might be guys out there who's more than twice the age of.
The bench is thin. You got to do your job.
Ledger lost the handle. And it's just been that kind of night. The Jets get it done. Rather, the Bulls get it done over the Jets. 97-82. A tough road trip for the Manawatu Jets. They're 0-2 on the road, losing to the Tuatara last night and losing to the Bulls here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. 15 doesn't do the second half justice for the Jets. They took it to Franklin Bulls. The Bulls just too deep and too good with Fotu and Davidson combining in the fourth quarter. They shoot 52% of the Bulls at home on their floor. They have a 44 rebound advantage, 4+4 over the Manawatu Jets. And 24 assists as well. Turnovers were a problem in the first half for the Manawatu Jets. Managed to take care of the ball a little bit better in the second half. But with 5 players in double figures, spearheaded by Dan Fotu's 24 and 10 rebounds, his third double-double in the season. And the Bulls cementing their place even further in the top 6. They give their fans a round of applause, and Fotu is with Casey now.
Well, Dan, that was an interesting game. You guys got off to a great start. Those middle 2 quarters, the Jets pulled you back in. But what was it down the stretch that gave you the opportunity to pull away with it?
I think just getting back on defense. We talked a lot about transition defense, offensive rebounds, and keeping people in front. And if we did those things, like Coach said, we'll get the job done like we did.
And you certainly got the job done physically today. Double-double, 24 and 10 for you tonight. What was it like battling down low against the athletic and physical Manawatu Jet squad?
Yeah, Danny Pippen, Ledger Walker, they're very strong and competitive people, and it's very tough down there, but I go up against Dom and all these boys every day, and it's tougher there, so it's easy when I get on the court.
And looking at the Bulls as a squad, 97 points tonight. You've picked up the offensive efficiency of late. You guys really look to be pushing the pace and trying to take advantage in transition. Has that become a focal point for the Bulls at this point in the season?
Definitely. If we can push the pace, no one can beat us. That's what Dan says, and what Dan says goes.
I'll end it on that. Appreciate the time, Dan.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, nice night for Dan Fotu. Really did his damage around the key. Just dominating that Jets front line. Grabbing rebounds, stealing the ball. Just had the touch as well. And then just getting that catch on the foul line extended above that as well. And he was unstoppable, mind the pun, to put his body on the line. And then just took the guards, the perimeter players, into the grindhouse. And then a nice connection there in the fourth down the stretch. It really put the Jets away. And now Javion Blake, the league's leading scorer, is with Casey.
Well, Javion, you guys were in a hole early but dug your way out. What does it say about the mental fortitude of this squad that you were able to get back into the game, cut it to 4, despite being down as much as not 22 at times?
Yeah, like you said, mental fortitude. Obviously, you never want to start like that, but a game is 40 minutes, and you try to, fight as much as you can. Slow start, but we battle back, and that's what you love to see from your teammates. And it starts from every single one of us. Slow start, but we bounce back, and something to build on for the next game. Tough losses back-to-back, but we got 6 more games to get right.
What do you see as a big difference between that slow start and that end of the third quarter, start of the fourth quarter, where you guys were absolutely humming, really finding each other offensively. What do you see as the main difference in the team there?
Backs against the wall. We know we're down early. We're not a rollover team. We're not gonna give up. So I think it just start with one play. Like you said, kind of snowball effect. Once you see a couple shots go in, get a couple stops, get running in transition, get them to call a couple early timeouts. It gets your confidence for your team going, and that's only what we did in the third quarter.
And lastly, you know, you did all that work, got back into the game, had it cut down to 4 points. What is it, almost a mirror image of last night's game where you had it right where you wanted it to be and then unfortunately lost it down the stretch. What was the difference once again down the stretch in this one?
Just execution, I think. We gave a couple of offensive rebounds late, you know, like you said, down 4, and that's a make or break basketball. But I feel like tonight's game was a playoff atmosphere, especially in that third and fourth quarter. Not so much at the start, but, you know, tough games down at the end. We just got to execute better and take away the key mistakes at the end of the game. I think we'll be all right.
I appreciate the time. Good luck going forward.
Thank you.
And Javion Blake, 23 points for him, 9 of 19 from the floor. Tough night for him, 7 assists and 5 rebounds. And then he made them pay when he was left alone. When the ball moved for the Jets, they looked really good, but at times they looked a little stagnant on offense. And what a great bailout. If you can kick it out to Javion Blake with a contested 3, that absolutely helps. And so the Jets go 0-2 on this northern road trip. And here are the stats. As you can see, the Bulls shooting the ball really well. Just 7 3-pointers. It's not a facet of their game that they hang their hat on, but they got the job done. They looked after the ball, and they did the work on the glass.
And there was the glass work at the end of that one. The Jets fought their way back in, started winning the possession game. At one point, actually had as many shots as the Bulls, but down the stretch, the Bulls once again able to turn the screws, lift their level of physicality, and I think just so much energy the Jets used to get back in the game didn't have enough to close it.
So this is how round 9 looks result-wise. The Saints get the big win over the Giants on Friday night. And then yesterday, the Rams do the job on the Hawks, and the Tuatara did it to the Jets. Saints get a double, putting 111 this time on the Airs. Bulls beat the Jets, and then tomorrow, it's what King Charles would want, the Sharks and the Nuggets at ILT Stadium on Monday at 5 p.m. Now, this is the updated ladder, and the Bulls retain their 4th spot after momentarily losing it to the Saints after their 2nd win. On behalf of Casey Frank and the entire Sky Sport crew here at Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the Nuggets and the Sharks tomorrow.